Hello, hello, hello. So happy to have you with us. So, if you caught the latest episode of Love Island, then that's what we're going to be speaking about today. So, as you know, I don't think I actually mentioned it, but in the previous episode, the Islanders had to choose who would have the overnight room again. So, or suite. I don't know what they're considering it. I guess it's considered a suite. And so, one of the couples that America loves to hate, or one half of the couples that one half of the couple that America loves to hate. Mackenzie, she kind of jumped the gun and was like, "Oh, us, we're going to get it," and that prompted the other Islanders to say, "Hey, what about us? Let's do a vote." But in the end, they did have it. They did have the room. So they, I guess, enjoyed the suite. I didn't really know what actually happened. All I know is that they kind of alluded to something happening between those two. And unlike, Sully and Johnny when they went to the suite. But, yeah, but the way they're like making it seem is that Connor is just, an inexperienced, non-backbone having male. Like that's the way they're kind of making it seem, but he really does seem like a sweet person. So I don't know. Do you guys get that? Are you guys getting that? But anyway, moving forward to how it ended was that the cast members had to pick some people to vote off, basically, after America decided who was the most compatible couples. The most compatible couples were Sully and Johnny, Justine and Caleb, and also Moira and Calvin, which I did not understand how they even made it into that category of most compatible. However, maybe it was a vote of confidence because after that vote, they did seem to open up to each other and become more affectionate and all of that. So they definitely seem to make an effort to embody what America thought they were from the beginning. After they did a huddle, I didn't realize this, but the girls were choosing the guy they wanted to save, and the guys were choosing the girl. They vote to send home Lauren and Trey. Now, Lauren, I understood because most of the girls did show that they were a bit threatened by her, even though they kept saying, "I'm not threatened by her, I'm not threatened by her." But most of the men found her aesthetically pleasing. And it's interesting because she was the most voluptuous of all of them in terms of like well, not all of them. Maybe Justine, maybe had definitely not Justine, but the rest of them, besides Justine, most of them are very. However, they did choose to evict Lauren, and Lauren did go on many dates with many of their men. And they chose to evict Trey and save Carrington. The person they saved, but it was between Lauren and Kirsten. And so I understood that because Kirsten was on the island. I say the island, but the rooftop in Vegas longer than Lauren, and had a chance to really bond with the other girls. But Trey had been there and bonded with all the other men, and he was very real with everyone. And so I just felt that the speeches that they gave didn't really quite reflect the people they decided to save, because it could have very well easily represented the people they chose to leave the island. And Trey actually was making moves to recouple with Kirsten, and even spoke to Lauren about it. And I thought that, maybe they spoke to more people about it, because there was one point where I missed it a little bit, but he did announce, I believe, to Carrington, who was saved, that he was interested in Kirsten, and Carrington and Kirsten were a couple. So I thought maybe it was more well known than I guess it actually was, because If it were more well known, then perhaps they would have chosen to save Trey and Kirsten. However, they chose to save Carrington and Kirsten, who were already an existing couple and were literally on the verge of breaking up. So I don't know how that happened. It was definitely a lifeline that they probably did not expect. In addition to that, I was happy that Lauren felt that she needed to speak up. She was just expressing herself. Some of the ladies did speak up. I think like Justine, I didn't think that was necessary. The girl just wanted to like get it off her chest. But at the same time, when you do speak up and you say certain things, there may be a reaction or a response to it. So she did definitely let them know how she felt, and so did Trey during their time to say their piece upon the rendering of the results of the vote. However, look, if I felt like it was totally justified what Trey said. I totally agree with him. I think he really should have. I think everything they said for Carrington was actually true for Trey. Trey wasn't really given a fair shot, really. I mean, he really stuck with Justine. He really tried to make it work. But then when it was time for him to switch off, he did. But I never saw that situation actually working between him and Lauren. Lauren didn't seem attracted to him at all. If she was, she would have chosen him to go on one of the dates with, but she didn't. So I didn't see that was going to happen anyway, but to each his or her own. So to each their own. So I felt like it was a good episode overall. I was really excited about it, but I was kind of sad that Trey was leaving, because I don't think that it's going to be the same without him. I thought he added a lot to it, and I thought Lauren added a lot of conflict as well, because people were still kind of interested in her, and she actually helped Connor, Mackenzie's trap boyfriend, to kind of have a voice. And I just feel like that kind of brought a different dynamic to it. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to this evening. There might have been something that I've left out. Oh, there is something that and you can let me know if that's the case, because there is something I want to talk about. I'll probably just make a different video about it, with the conversation that Justine and Rachel had about trying to find someone on the Vegas rooftop called Love Island, and we may talk about that. But I'm looking forward to the next episode. Please like and comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and or share, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.